In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to hear God's voice for your purpose. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you like this channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more content. 3 tips that really helped me to hear God's voice for my own personal purpose. The first one was leadership, submitting to leadership, because you can have leadership and you ain't submitted to them. You can have leadership online, but you ain't submitted to nobody. Just because you're hearing somebody, a prophet, an apostle, on the online space, if they are not holding you accountable, you are not submitting to them in any way, shape, or form. You're submitting to the prophetic words that they're sharing, but there is no accountability. There's no accountability for the fulfillment of you actually walking these things out. Therefore, while you're hearing God, there's nobody you're submitting that to. There's nobody who you're going to for accountability. There's no one who you're going to when you're struggling. There's a lot of lost prophets like myself who I was watching prophets in the online space saying, I'm submitted to leadership. I have, a pastor. They didn't know my name. There was nobody in the leadership within the context of that congregation that even knew me. And here I was saying I was submitted to leadership. That is not submission. Submission is finding somebody within the leadership of that congregation. If it is in the online space, actually submitting to somebody within that leadership, having somebody to hold you accountable, to walk with you, to do life with you, submitting the things that you're hearing God telling you to them. They'll help you, they'll pray with you, they'll fast with you, they'll literally seek the Lord with you, and you're not doing it on your own. Versus when you're trying to go off on your own and you're saying, I'm submitting to this apostle, this pastor, this prophet, but there's no accountability. That will lead you astray. What led me astray was I thought this man was my husband. He literally brought an apostle into my life who literally spoke into me and said, that man is not your husband. And I woke up, okay? I woke up because I could not see the prophetic words that I had been believing for. They were all perverted. God was speaking to me about marriage, but then brought this specific man. This man was in a relationship. It was not okay. By no means is God sitting here to give you somebody else's, the meat on their plate. Like, what are you doing?
Keep going. Keep going. This is why you were you.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's over here has a whole plate of food, God is not going to take it away from them and give it to you. That is not a prophetic word from God. I was being deceived, and I didn't know that I was actually listening to deceptive spirits. Having that leadership that had the foresight, first and foremost, had the authority, the spiritual authority to see the deception by which I was under, brought clarity, literally helped me to not continue to walk in deception. I had been trying in my own strength to lay this quote unquote marriage promise down, this man down. However, not having that accountability, the life that was breathing into me in a way where it wasn't coming from a fear base or like, that's not your man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like this scary, domineering leadership. It was literally coming from a place of love. Like, hey, that's not God's will for your life. God has a husband for you. God has a husband that isn't taken. That's the type of leadership that you need. A type of leader who is going to speak life to you, who's going to partner with you in those visions and dreams, and is going to actually partner with heaven to make sure that you are walking out everything that God has promised you, and that you're able to literally walk in the fulfillment of everything, bear the fruit of the Spirit in those relationships, finances, in the business, whatever it may look like. The second tip, this has been my saving grace. Not only did I find and was submitted to my leadership, but that leadership led me to build relationships, to help me become healthy and build relationships with others. Not all the time is it cookies and milk. It's not going to be milk and honey. Just pick something sweet. You get my point. Relationships are hard to do. The right relationships harder. One of the things that I had struggled with, especially as a prophet, was I had these relationships, and the moment it got hard or I saw something in prayer, I didn't know how to steward them. I didn't know how to pray and intercede on behalf of my friends. I didn't know how to build relationships. I didn't know how to sit across the sofa from a friend and actually sit there and being able to reconcile when I made them uncomfortable, when a comment that I made was unkind, a space for them to be able to confess things that are happening to them, for them to come to me and say, hey, this is how I feel. I apologize. Having that leadership that is literally calling me out on my bluff so that I can walk in everything that God is calling me to has allowed me to walk with so much grace into the friendships and build the friendships and the relationships that I've always desired to build. As a prophet, if you're in your house, you're not submitted to anybody, you're not even in community, you are not going to make those friends. And the last thing that God wants for you is to be an isolated prophet. That is one of the things that really helps me. How did it also help me? I could sit with my friends, and they are also the counsel God has brought into my life. We can sit with each other and say, hey, this guy's cute, or, you know, I think I want to do this business, or I want to do this, or I want to go here, or I want to do this. And they could be like, now is not the time, or this isn't it. This is not the opportunity you need to take. Having those friendships, doing life with them, having that space, it's great to go to them, praying with them, and actually seeking counsel from them, receiving it, and having friends that literally are walking as well in their own authority, walking in the fulfillment of what God is promising, making sure that you do have friends that are also submitted to leadership. Because the last thing you want is a rebellious friend trying to tell you, oh no, this leader did this, this, and that, blah, 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 leading you astray from the wise counsel that God has put before you. You want relationships that are literally meaty, are going to provide that steak and potatoes that you need. You don't want friends over here trying to eat pudding with you. Like, that's not the type of relationship you want. You want somebody where you can hold each other accountable and literally help one another grow. In that, you're able to hear God's purpose and his voice for your purpose, being able to walk it out. Because those friends will encourage you. Those friends will pray for the opportunities when they come. Those friends will literally pray and intercede on your behalf. Those friends may even fast and pray with you, stay up all night with you. Those are the types of friends you need that will literally help and walk this out with you, not just you doing it on your own. The third point, before I came into Selah, all of that summer and even the year before that, there were women, all ages, all different races, coming to me, and we would have conversations about business, about God, about the prophetic. I couldn't understand why people constantly gravitating towards me, specifically women, about business. Why content creation? Why all of these creative aspects about business? I was basically coaching women in business prophetically. The people who are gravitating to, the people who you find yourself speaking into, asking you about Jesus and saying like, how do you do it? Like, how do I pray? How do I do this? How do I do that? Oh, you're hearing from God. What is he saying? The people who are literally pulling on you and gravitating towards you, those are the people you're called to disciple. Those are the people you're called to literally speak life into. Nicole has actually spoken about in other videos the 3 primary ways where prophets are called to. They're called to the corporate space, they're called to prophetic life coaching, or they're called to entrepreneurship. I have a very heavy entrepreneurial call in my life. I could not understand how I was speaking life into them. I was literally building these women up, boosting their confidence, speaking life into them, reminding them this is what God is calling you into. I was building my confidence because it was literally what God was calling me into. I could see from all of these experiences, oh, it wasn't just about social media. It was literally helping them find innovative ways to be profitable in their business that they could not see. This is exactly what I do, is prophetic business coaching, moving in that through Selah, helping people walk in their prophetic assignments, helping them clarify through healing prophets and becoming the prophets that God is calling them to, building them up, building their confidence, their self-esteem. My apostle was the one who helped me. She built that confidence in me, and I'm now doing it for others. Submit to leadership. You need somebody more than who you're watching online. If you make the decision to actually do it online, there has to be somebody within their leadership who you can actually be accountable to. Build friendships, build relationships. God does not want an isolated prophet. Elijah was so afraid of Jezebel. He thought he was the only prophet going through the struggles he was going through. God had brought revelation to was one, he was not. And he went and hid himself in the cave. Some of y'all are out there and you're watching. Y'all haven't left your room in a grip. I've been that girl. I need you to go find some friends. Everything that you have been desiring, everything that you've been desiring is in one, the leadership that you're seeking, a spiritual leader that you're looking for, that you need to actually bring the fulfillment of the things that God is calling you into. You want those friends. You're tired of being lonely. I see you. I've been there. Who's coming to you and you discipling others is helping you actually bring revelation to hearing God's voice clearly about his purpose for your life. If you like this video, make sure that you like, you share, you subscribe, and that you share with your friends. Some of y'all have friends that are also very isolated. Y'all be sitting on the couch together, no accountability. Y'all hyping each other up, but y'all ain't going nowhere. You and your friend subscribe, okay? And we will catch you for more content.